body parts. It's
illegal. Research.
It is illegal, Juan, what you're hearing on those tapes. You can't negotiate prices for body parts of children and harvest them and talk about using ultrasound to alter the procedure of abortion to preserve the parts. That, too, is illegal.
If you are trying to make abortion an issue going into 2016, go right ahead. But in terms of the use of fetal tissue, I think this is long established and has helped people who have Alzheimer's, diabetes.
This
it's
is a
found in
crock of
vaccines.
This is not what they're doing on this
scientific procedure.
All right, Dan Bongino, weigh in.
You know, Sean, I'm really surprised here because Juan is one of the more straight-thinking liberals. You know, I actually have a lot of respect for Juan, and I can't believe he is defending this ghoulish monstrosity. I mean, Juan, I don't understand. This is not like an organ donation argument. This is not an argument about medical research. If it was an argument about medical research, then why not just say, hey, tell you what, death row inmates, you know, after we kill death row inmates, let's just take their organs and sell them as well. I mean, and making this out to be some kind of an organ donation thing. You donate your own organs. You don't donate someone else's organs. I mean, this is really revolting, ghoulish stuff. I don't know how you can support this with a straight face.
Well, Dan, in fact, these are women who are having abortions who opt, make a decision that they would like that fetal tissue to be used for research.
Excuse me, but I interviewed a Planned Parenthood representative who left Planned Parenthood who said that these women are all being hoodwinked and
oh, here we go. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just answered Dan's question.
No, I know, but Juan, let me retort here. There's a difference here. One, Sean brings up an accurate point. It's clear from the tapes that the process was set up in such a way to incentivize on Planned Parenthood's behalf, to incentivize doing more abortions at a later date in the pregnancy using different methods than they would actually use to conduct a normal abortion. I say that because, one, clearly you believe in incentives if you believe in a free market and capitalism. The reason we don't create a system where we sell body parts of criminals and death row inmates and fetal body parts and infants in the womb is because we didn't want to happen what actually happened, setting up a market for the organs of murdered children. I mean, this is a really big deal, Juan. You can be pro-choice. This is the United States. You're free to feel that way. But, you're one of the saner liberals out there. You have a lot of good things to say. I can't believe you would support this. This is absolutely near demonic. I mean, this is sick stuff.
Well, it just reminds me of the argument that we had over stem cell research, and I think that people who are opposed to abortion rights in the country feel you can't take that step, that it's a very slippery slope, camel's nose under the tent, Dan. I understand it. I respect it. Believe me, I love my children. I love my grandchildren. But I tell you, I also respect that fact most of the abortions that are taking place in the country, they're by women who already have children, married women. It's a matter of family planning issues. And you know what? We have, in terms of the Supreme Court, rules against late-term abortions for any reason. So I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, to me, we can have an honest disagreement without kind of maligning the other person or making them out to be demonic. We don't allow in this country people who have been executed, as you were saying, to have body parts harvested. You have to make that decision yourself, just like the woman who's decided to have an abortion says, it's a good purpose for this fetal tissue to be used to help somebody else get through life, and I just don't have a problem with that.
But Juan, she's not making that decision for herself. They are two separate bodies. I mean, the guy clearly says, look, we have a heart. It's not the woman's heart. Again, when you engage, I'm an organ donor in Florida. Except I believe in organ donation. I'm a vigorous advocate for organ donation. But I'm donating my own organs, Juan. I'm not donating yours. When I signed up for my Florida driver's license, I didn't sign on a form that said donate Juan Williams' lungs. It was my lungs. This is clearly another body. This is not a clump of tissue. And Juan, come on, I know you have to get this. Listen, can we at least agree? Let me ask you this. Can we at least agree that $500 million of my taxpayer money and millions of other Americans who don't agree with this should not be used for this?
Yeah, that's the Hyde Amendment. It's not used for this. It's not used for abortion.
No, I don't want it to go to Planned Parenthood at all.
Oh, there we go. So this is an argument. This is what I said to Sean. Sean wants to have an argument about abortion rights in the United States because he wants it as an issue for 2016. You want to have an argument about let's just defund Planned Parenthood, get rid of Planned Parenthood. I don't understand. Why are you guys after Planned Parenthood? They provide services, medical services, testing, screenings for women in this country, oftentimes women who would have no alternative. What's so wrong with that?
Well, okay, let's meet in the middle. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm against it, because they're selling the harvested organ parts of aborted children. That's why. And secondly, how about this? How about we take the $528 million they get a year and we give it to the numerous community health center clinics that, by the way, outnumber Planned Parenthood 10 to 1 in these communities? Would you agree to just give it to them and they don't perform abortions? One, why do we have to pay for this? This is, I'm sorry, but this is deranged kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that even the most, I got people who are advocates for pro-choice causes who've emailed me and Facebooked me and said, all right, listen, this is a bridge too far for me. Can we at least agree there that the money could be spent in clinics that don't do organ harvesting and trafficking?
You know what? I don't agree. I think you have an agenda, which is to somehow scuttle, remove Planned Parenthood from the face of the earth. You hate Planned Parenthood. Okay, I don't know why, but that's not an issue when it comes to providing medical care to women, because guess what? They do a good job of that, Dan.
Right, but Juan, here's the deal. Juan, of course, everybody has an agenda. I'm a conservative. I don't believe that we should be terminating the life of infants in the womb. That's not a mystery. I'm a pro-life advocate. I always have.
Yes, I agree, and I respect you for that.
But my agenda, I just told you, if you think my agenda is to shut down Planned Parenthood, my agenda to shut down Planned Parenthood is because Planned Parenthood is potentially committing a federal crime in harvesting the organs of aborted children and selling them. One, this is clearly a market. The woman says on the tape, I'd like to do a little better than break even. They're selling these body parts. There's got to be a better way to provide women's health. What about Obamacare?
Okay, Dan, if they were selling body parts, they would be breaking the law. And you and me and everybody else would say that
they are selling them. Juan, I don't know. You have not watched the video. You clearly have not watched the videotape.
Patient and Sean and Dan, guess what? The federal government, the National Institutes of Health, uses that tissue, conducts research. If you want to go shut somebody down, I guess you guys want to shut down all research, all medical research that employs fetal tissue.
Why are you turning it on? Why are you turning it on us? If you can't see the barbarity and the gruesomeness and the grotesque nature of people sipping wine, eating their frou-frou-y salad, and talking about, well, we use ultrasound so we can save this part and this part and this part, and then we'll crush the top of the baby or the bottom of the baby, and I'd rather sell it in piecemeal rather than a full specimen because then I can make more money and then I can buy my Lamborghini. And then they say, it looks like another boy that they are crushing and destroying the parts of. And the fact that all of this is illegal. It is illegal to sell or harvest body parts for sale. They are negotiating prices on the tape. I don't know what part of that you're not getting. It's illegal to manipulate the abortion procedure to preserve body parts. That's a separate law. They're obviously describing the techniques that they have altered. What?
She says on the tape, and you're absolutely right. She says, we'd like to do a little better than break even. She says, don't lowball. Throw out a figure. This isn't the kind of thing coming from a person who's not looking to make money off it. Then she jokes she wants a Lamborghini. And then they're negotiating prices, and they're saying, well, if we get the thing intact, Sean, an intact specimen, you know what we call that? We call that a live birth. We call that a child, not an intact specimen. So the fact that they were somehow paying the transportation cost is outrageous. You're just engaging in something you don't want to look in the mirror and accept, I think, Juan, with their